kasih kerana sudi meluangkan masa bagi sesi webinar petang ini ya. Sesi webinar kita petang ini bertajuk International Research Collaboration through Industrial and Matching Grant. Boleh dengar ke suara saya?
Boleh.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alright, untuk makluman semua, webinar ini dianjurkan oleh ILD UiTM Kedah dan kita amat bertuah bersama-sama kita adalah dua pensyarah UiTM Kedah sendiri, iaitu Profesor Madya, Dr. Wan Adibah Wan Ismail dari Fakulti Perakaunan dan juga Dr. Faryna Muhammad Khalis dari Fakulti Seni Lukis dan Seni Reka. Ya. Jadi hari ini kedua-dua pensyarah kita ini akan berkongsi dengan kita semua bagaimana mereka telah berjaya mendapatkan geran industri atau industry grant dan juga geran pembiayaan sepadan atau matching grant. Saya sebenarnya baru tahu dalam bahasa Melayu dia geran pembiayaan sepadan, baru Google tadi. Alhamdulillah, ilmu baru Dan kedua-dua geran ini adalah di peringkat antarabangsa. Jadi tahniah ya Dr. Faryna dan juga Profesor Madya, Dr. Wan Adibah. Pencapaian yang amat membanggakanlah untuk kita di UiTM Kedah. Ya. So sihat ke Dr. Faryna, Profesor Madya, Dr. Wan Adibah?
Alhamdulillah, sihat.
Alhamdulillah. Di dekat rumah saya mendung. Jadi rasanya SP mendung juga kan?
Betul.
Sama tu kat sini pun.
Itulah, tak apa, insyaAllah hujan rahmat ya. Okey, seterusnya saya akan membacakan sedikit biodata Dr. Faryna dan juga Profesor Madya Dr. Wan Adibah. Dan tapi biodata ni dalam bahasa Inggeris lah ya. Okey. Alright, yang pertama biodata Dr. Faryna. She is currently the head of ILD UiTM Kedah and she received her PhD in communication in 2019 from University Kebangsaan Malaysia and has been teaching graphic design for about 15 years at UiTM Kedah branch campus. Her latest achievements for 2021 are winning 2 grants from Zakat Negeri Kedah and Toshiba International Foundation, which is the only university from Malaysia and Asia representing UiTM Kedah to win art and culture category. Her research interests are mostly related to art and design, visual literacy, illustration, graphics, character design identity, and communications. Dan seterusnya saya akan membacakan sedikit biodata Profesor Madya Dr. Wan Adibah. She is currently an associate professor and the head of study center at the Faculty of Accountancy at University Technology Mara Kedah campus, Malaysia. She received her PhD in accounting from Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand in 2012. Her research interests are in the fields of financial reporting, particularly on earnings quality, earnings management, corporate governance, auditing, and corporate ownership. Her research has been published in top peer-reviewed accounting journals. In 2020, Professor Madya Dr. Wan and team has successfully secured a matching grant and signed an MOA with Universitas Airlangga Indonesia. So memang impresif ya kedua-dua biodata penceramah kita pada hari ini. Dan untuk tidak melengahkan masa lagi, saya ingin menjemput penceramah kita yang pertama, Dr. Faryna Muhammad Khalis. Dipersilakan, Doktor.
Okay. Thank you, Kak Syaz. Okay, I'm going to share my slide first. Right. Thank you, Madam Syaz, our moderator for today. Assalamualaikum and hi. Good afternoon. My name is Faryna from Faculty of Art and Design. I'm teaching graphic. And my sharing session today is about international grant that my team and I get from Toshiba International Foundation. Right, so Alhamdulillah, we managed to get more than 46K for this grant. This is the letter that we received to inform the result. And this is some acknowledgement from the TNC. Alhamdulillah. Okay, I'm going to share a little bit about this research form of application. The list of grant recipients for this year, the research proposal, and what our group imagined the output, and how did we win the international grant. So about this research first, our team members, actually this one including staff from branches. We have 6 from Kedah and 1 from Perak, Mr. Ashraf, Lemon from Sarawak, Walid from Melaka, and Roziani from Kelantan. And from Kedah is me, myself, Dr. Faryna, Mr. Abdullah, Dr. Shafila, Nurul Atika, Jazliati, and of Dr. Muhammad Uzami. Okay, basically, this is our research about a meeting of 2 worlds, Japanese anime influence in Malaysian character design. So we have to choose 2 potential students from campus, from all branches. And the students must have some influence from Japanese style. And this is how the process flow, starting from the project that we get, so the objective first, and then selection of UiTM branch campuses that offer the same course and subject, which is graphic from subject digital illustration. So we chose 2 students and guided from the lecturer from the campus also. So this is the process. They need to present to us, and we have like 4 or 5 times meeting to select the students, the artworks, and decide before they compile all the artwork to become a comic. So the artwork process, after the artwork process complete, we are going to exhibit the comic and do some publication as well. And we're going to finish this project by end of March 2022. So this is output expectation from all branches, the character design, the comic book, and the promotional items. Okay, the workflow. So I'm not gonna explain this one is too detailed. This one is I just explained from this project schedule, starting from the initial stage. We discuss about the storyline, the character design, and this is the stage where we start to propose all the campuses. And then the second stage is project development, where the students and the lecturers discuss, consult to get the best character design and to come up with the good comic. And the last stage is project output exhibition. This is the last final stage that we have to try to plan the virtual and face-to-face exhibition as well. Okay, this is the timeline, but a bit detailed for the students. So, and this one more detailed until the end of this project, 2022. And this is the significance of the project, which is to promote intercultural exchange and understanding between Japan and Malaysia, harness students' creativity in character design by fusing the elements of anime characters from Japan with Malaysia's cultural, and then to improve the understanding of the Japanese value, which is crucial in shaping the creation of students' animated characters today, and to encourage the exploration of meaningful shared values between the 2 worlds in order to reach a wider audience at the local and international levels via the produced comics. Okay, was it easy to win the grant? So this one, I'm gonna reveal the application form, and I think you can decide whether it is easy or not. It's very simple, and I think if you can see that this form is possible for you to fill up and try to submit. Okay. The applicant information, the project information, the project outline, project schedule, contingency plan, and expected results and method for evaluation. So that's all that you have to fill up for this Toshiba grant form. Okay, let's see Toshiba list of grant recipients for this year. Okay, this is the interface for the website, and there are 4 categories that you can try to submit from symposia and seminars, art and culture, research and related activities, human resources development. Okay, but we chose art and culture and submit for category cultural programs. And this one is for category symposia and seminars winners. They have from the America, Europe, Asia, and Japan. And I think we have one from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, from University Technology Malaysia, and another 2 University Technology Malaysia as well, and University Tunku Abdul Rahman. Okay, so this one is winner for research and related activities. And we have one from Malaysia. Okay, and representing Asia as well. And this category is human resources development. I think this time no we don't have from Malaysia. Only Asia, from Kazakhstan, and somewhere else. Okay, this is art and culture category. And we have one winner, which is represent Asia as well as Malaysia and UiTM, which is our group, meeting of two worlds, Japanese anime influence in Malaysian character design. Alhamdulillah, it's a small contribution for UiTM. Okay. And I did some analysis for art and culture category. For the last 15 years, I think we have in 2014, which is from Rana, Malaysia. Until 2021, we have one from UiTM Kedah, which is our team. Alhamdulillah. Okay, this is the research proposal from our group. So I'm going to reveal how we fill up the form. So maybe you can get idea from these samples from our group. Okay, so starting from the applicant information, name of organization is UiTM, address, contact number, representative name, which is me, and then organization's activities. We need to explain or tell about our organization strength, UiTM strength, what we do. Like UiTM, we have Research Management Center, we have MASMED, we have Faculty of Art and Design, so that we must show our strength, like we are active entity or organization, and we deserve to get this grant. And this is the project information, the title, contact person, project duration. I believe they gave us 1 year, starting from April April until next year, March 2022. And then amount that we applied, actually we proposed 100K. I think more than 100 and 110. Yeah.
Ada soalan
And-
dari Dr. Ida. Permohonan untuk grant tersebut dibuka sepanjang tahun atau ada tempoh-tempoh tertentu, Doktor?
Okay, actually tiap-tiap tahun ada dibuka sebenarnya. Cuma sebab ada isu pandemik dan sebagainya, mungkin dia akan extend sikit lah masa. So for this year, if I'm not mistaken, akan open around October or November. So kena alert dekat the website lah. Okay. Saya continue, Kak Syaz?
Ya, okey. Puan Syaz, Puan ada hal sikit, so saya take over.
Okay, Dr. Zaini. So I continue, okay? Right. Okay, so summary of the project. Explain what you are going to do with the, what's your plan for the project. Okay, we have to explain. And the project schedule, breakdown of total project budget. I attach another page. And contingency plan, because of the pandemic stuff and all. So we have backup plan. Instead of doing only face-to-face exhibition, so we also suggest virtual exhibition as well to backup. And then expected result, method of evaluation of project. Okay, another question is just simple question. How did you find out about the grant? Okay, I also did attach sample of students' artwork to prove that there are influence in our students' character design. Okay, so I put some artworks. To my subject, digital illustration. So they have to create character design. They have influence from Japan, as you can see, and also the comic book examples. So this is the previous artwork for my student. And event presentation, this is how we plan the exhibition will look like. And also we did propose some collaboration. We try to approach tourism as well. And of course the Penang Japanese Language Society, still in progress. So this is the letter and proposal that we try to approach tourism. Okay, and the objective of this project, of course, to produce comics for publication and exhibition, and promote the use of Japanese anime style in producing comics, and to sustain the character design practices of important Japanese value, which are similarly prevalent in Malaysian folklores. Okay. All right. The imaging output. So this is how we imagine our. This is how we gonna end our project. Okay. Maybe something like this. The exhibition. Or maybe like this one. Okay. Maybe we can put some standee and stick on the wall. Okay. And I think it's possible because we did do some project like this before through my subject. This is from my previous class, digital illustration subject, but we just display in our faculty. Just small space, right? So this is the example of exhibitions. All right. How did we win the international grant? I think okay, this is from my point of view, what I can share. Maybe I'm not the expert in research grant and all, but maybe I think these tips can help to give you some idea, or you can think about it. Okay. So the first point is to consider your research interests. Okay, what your research background, your interest towards the research. Make sure you understand the research topic before coming up with the proposal. Okay, so before we write the proposal, make sure we clear with the topic, because the content of the proposal must be very solid and you must understand very well your research. And then make sure the topic or research is related to or can benefit the funder. Okay, we have to search a bit about the funder, about the Toshiba and their culture as well. So how this project can benefit to them. And then winning a grant is about teamwork. So try to search for teammates who you can work with. Yeah, this is very important. You can work with, possess different backgrounds, but can understand at least the basic knowledge in the field in which the proposal will be written. For example, recruit experienced teammates who understand how to conduct a research and know how the research can contribute to the academia. Listen to their ideas, discuss and tolerate. Okay, and of course, we must follow deadlines. That's why we have to create the timeline, the project schedule, so that we can manage the time and finish on time. And then impact of the research, we have to think about it. Think about how you are going to end the research output, and can fulfill the research objective too. Okay, so all right, that's all I think from me. Thank you.
Okay. Terima kasih Dr. Faryna. So kalau ada pertanyaan boleh lontarkan di sini. Untuk saya ada satu pertanyaan doktor. Kalau macam apa ada tak lepas doktor hantar proposal tu dan pihak Toshiba dia akan review, right? And then apa dia orang ada tak apa-apa yang suggestions atau amendment yang doktor perlu buat?
Kita tak ada kena ubah apa-apa kecuali because I think they agree dengan kita punya idea, dengan kita punya mission nak buat apa, because kita plan untuk come out dengan satu exhibition after the students finish their artworks. Cuma they cut the budget lah because of course diorang lagi lagi tahu nak bagi berapa kan. So kita request 100k but then they cut half. But still we can manage the budget and we rearrange after diorang inform the after Toshiba bagi surat and inform the result tu, diorang request untuk new proposal with the new budget. So kita rearrange dekat bahagian budget saja tanpa ada buat correction on other parts lah. Alhamdulillah.
So exhibition tu akan ada online ke atau macam mana?
Kalau at first our plan tu memang nak face to face dekat galeri seni merbuk, and still kita akan buat juga yang that one tu, cuma kita tambah backup untuk buat virtual exhibition as well, so that nanti kita akan dapat nanti dekat pihak Toshiba sendiri pun dia orang boleh view lah the exhibition through online juga, insyaAllah.
Terima kasih. Ada, ya Doktor, ada apa-apa soalan lagi daripada on the floor? Saya buka.
Oh, okay. Saya pun ada baca dekat bahagian komen.
Ya.
Soalan daripada Dr. Ida, yes. Dia every year dia memang open. Cuma date yang spesifik tu dia sometimes biasa berubah sebab macam last time ada pandemik kan, so dia drag sikit lah. Kemudian
Soalan lagi.
adakah mereka tentukan limit berapa orang members dan actually dia tak ada untuk submit tu kita just kena letak nama representative, iaitu nama ketua lah. Tapi saya sendiri yang cari 5 orang untuk bersama saya untuk build the paperwork and sama-sama buat lah. And saya masukkan juga dalam paperwork tersebut. Tapi memang apa-apa kita yang Toshiba akan berurusan memang akan dengan ketua lah. Macam saya pun still email dan keep in touch dengan Toshiba dan update diorang kita punya progress macam apa yang kita plan dalam timeline lah, macam tu. So kalau members tu dia tak spesifik berapa, so far saya ada 9 orang lah termasuk yang daripada branches. Tapi yang kita highlight kepada Toshiba iaitu main teammate saya tu adalah daripada Kedah lah, UiTM Kedah. Okay.
Ada soalan lagi? Boleh utarakan di sini?
Ataupun nanti later pun boleh juga tanya selepas habis lagi satu sesi dengan Dr. Wan pun boleh.
Boleh. Okay, so terima kasih Dr. Faryna dan tahniah atas grant yang diperolehi. Dan seterusnya kita mulakan sesi seterusnya dengan Profesor Madya Dr. Wan Adibah. Okay, silakan, tafadhal.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Alhamdulillah, thank you very much to Dr. Nozaini. Tak sihat pun masih ada berada sama dengan kita today. So I'm really grateful that she can be here. Thanks also to Dr. Faryna who arranged this session, and also to all participants that are here today with me for this sharing session on international collaboration. Let me share my screen, yeah. Tak percaya sikit. Okay. Actually, I need help. If my slide doesn't move, just let me know. And if you have any questions, just boleh je tanya throughout the session. Okay, tak payah tunggu at the end pun. Okay. Kalau ada chat, ada soalan dalam chat box, minta tolong Dr. Zaini bacakan because I didn't use many gadgets. I used only one device, so I cannot see anything. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So Alhamdulillah, today we can meet, even though we cannot meet front to front, face to face, but we can still meet in this virtual session, just for a sharing of experience. Actually, our experience, my experience with my team on doing this matching grant, international matching grant. Actually, we have experienced one matching grant, which has started from 2019, and actually come into realization into 2020. Okay, so basically this is the team, the group or crowd that came to UiTM Kedah in 2019, and we have discussions with them, okay, team from Universitas Erlangga. And from this moment, actually from this day that we have a discussion and started to plan for our matching grant. Okay, so for today, okay, basically I just wanted to share with all of you what is a matching grant, okay, and benefits of matching grants, okay. If we know that there's a lot of grant that are available out there. We have FRGS, LRGS, RPGS, and so on. There's so many national grants available that we can grab, but also we need to be more global. Okay, we need to show to the outside world other than Malaysia that we are doing research as well. So that's why we kind of try and do this matching grant with international universities which are from overseas. Yeah. So we will look at these benefits of a matching grant, and then we look at this procedure and process. I believe maybe not many know about what are the process of at the end of the day, having this matching grant, having the MOA signed and so on. So what are the process before? What are the stages that you have to went through that is essential and required, okay, in UiTM and specifically in UiTM Kedah. So but for this process and procedure, I just share with you according to my experience. It might be changing over time, as we know, okay. Maybe but might not be that much, okay. So basic steps are still there. Maybe some documentation might change and so on, but basically we're going to look at it, and then lastly we're going to look at the target and outcome from matching grant or international collaborations that we have. Yeah. Okay, so as I told you before, okay, we have a lot of research going on. Okay, we have a lot of grants available. Dana Kecemarangan, okay, you can have a grant from a high COE like ARI, okay, because I'm from accounting, I have a lot of examples from accounting field. So there's also grant that are available like FRGS and so on, that is from the KPT or the MOHI, yeah. So what is matching grant? Matching grant is actually a grant for research, okay, for doing research. That is, firstly, it must be initiated, of course, by the collaborated parties. It can be either from us or we were being approached by somebody else from overseas. So we can have the matching grant there. So it could be initiated by either the public university or private universities, or also public and private agencies. It could be also from agencies out there, okay, that might be interested in your work and so on, or they might be offering some sort of project, okay, of matching grant projects, okay, with international universities. So we kind of can apply for that. But I'm not sure so much about that, but this matching grant or MOA that I'm talking about is the one that we initiate ourselves, okay. So that is the first thing. We have to initiate it, or we can wait for others to initiate, okay. But waiting is not a good thing, right? You don't know when it will come, so we might better we initiate the effort, okay. And then, of course, the suggested research, okay, for MOA, usually we would go for our expertise, and it has to be within the area of expertise of both parties. Of course, if you are from accounting or you are from business, you would be approaching Faculty of Accounting or Faculty of Business of the university. This is a good tip that I get from a friend, Dr. Muslimah, actually, that gives me an idea that when we are approaching another party, we should be approaching the smaller entity in that university. Like for example, if we are talking about planning a matching grant with the accounting department, then you approach the head of accounting department, something like that. So that person would be the person in charge that would be dealing with you, and he or she would be doing the job over there to get this matching grant working. Yeah, so go for the same expertise. Like if you are from art and design, you will be approaching the art and design people from the other university. And research for matching grant usually can be fundamental or applied type of research. It usually would be these two types. For accounting, usually would be fundamental because most of our studies would be towards the advancement of the current knowledge. So research that we propose are usually the one that is current issue relating to standards and does not really, it could be solving problems, current problems of in accounting standards and so on, but usually it would be examination of something that is current that people wanted to know about certain issues, like current issues. Okay, it could also be applied type of research. When I discussed with Prof. Rashima last time, she has applied a lot of applied kind of research with Thailand universities. When they have this matching grant with Thailand universities, they prefer more applied kind of research. So that depends on the preference of the other party and your preference as well, to what kind of type of research that we want to have in this matching grant. Yeah. And then for matching grant, of course, okay, we would have a great amount of fund that contributed by both parties. That is what's special about matching grant. For FRGS, for example, we receive the money from KPT. So we don't have to give money to them back. So, but for matching grant, it's two-way. So the university, your collaborator will give you certain amount of money, and you will give them the amount of money as well. Okay, so there would be a great amount of fund that would be contributed by both parties. Okay, so this amount of fund could be one-to-one, means that you contribute 10,000, for example, and the other party contribute also 10,000. That is one-to-one. Or it could be that you contribute only one portion, but the other party contribute two in a ratio of 2. So it means that you contribute 10,000, but you will get 20,000. That is the ratio of 1-to-1, 1-to-2. So it can be 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 ratio. It depends. But usually the normal practice that we can see is we have 1-to-1 matching grant. Why is that so? Because we want to portray our level of what you call, if they provide 2 times grant compared to what we provide, it means that it looks like that. It doesn't mean, it looks like that they are 2 times more superior than us. They have 2 times more money than us. So it doesn't really show the same level. Or it could be a different reason that people need 1-to-2 ratio. Maybe the project that comes from the other side is more than the one that comes from this side. Okay, maybe the number of projects are different. That could be the reason that people get different ratio, not 1-to-1. So, but it depends on negotiation and discussion on how much is the fund that will be that you want to contribute. Okay, each party want to contribute. Okay, and the most important thing in MOA, when you have a matching grant, you have to prove exchange of fund. Means that even though the ratio is 1-to-1, for example, you have 10,000, okay, for you to use. You also have, the other party also have 10,000 for them to use, but you have to show the evidence that the 10,000 amount of fund from the other university was transferred to you, and the other also, yours is also transferred to them. So that evidence is very important in matching grants, because that is a sign of collaboration between two parties. Yeah. And then lastly, duration of research usually between 1 to 3 years. Okay, usually we have, based on our experience, we have a 1 year project, but we might be able to extend it. Okay, it depends on, you can always apply for extension of your current projects and so on, but it must be agreed by both parties. Yeah. All right. So in this matching grant, okay, you have to establish measures of outcome. Okay, so your discussion or terms and condition in your MOA later on, you have to include this measurable outcome, like, for example, publication in proceedings or publication in journals or index journals and so on. So usually it would be at least 2 outcomes. It's either 2 journal publications in Scopus Index or WAS journals, or 1 Scopus Index and 1 index proceeding. Could be like that. That is usually the common thing that we have. Okay, so that is what is matching grant. So by doing this matching grant, actually we have not only get the fund, okay, we also get other kinds of benefits. Okay, that is a lot, very much benefit that we can get from matching grant. Of course, when we have more than our team members, okay, because we have 2 teams from overseas and from ourselves. When these 2 teams combine, we can get new ideas. Okay, there's a lot of promotion of new ideas. Okay, we can have multiple views on certain issues, okay, and we can look at many different approach and thinking by having this joint team. Okay, because we have, of course, we have a lot of expertise in the team, so we can celebrate diversity in our expertise and ideas. Okay, for example, if we are talking about looking at certain accounting standards in Malaysia, we might have some ideas on how the application is in Indonesia or in Thailand, and we can compare and suggest whether we could use that kind of approaches in Malaysia. So that is actually what we need. Okay, diversity and also culture plays a very important role actually in discussions and advancement of a lot of knowledge and field. Okay, so other than that, of course, when we have matching grants, we know a lot of people. We know more people outside of our network. So we might know only one person early on. Okay, but then when he or she come with the team members, now we know more of them. Okay, so you can increase and broaden your network in that sense. So they also might know, might get more network from us. So that is something that rarely happens. So you have to take a chance to know them once you have this grant. Know them, make more networking and so on. Other than that, from my experience is that when we have this matching grant, we not only work on that matching grant projects. Sometimes we have side projects as well. So when you know them, you can like ask them about what they are doing and so on, and then they will offer you their side projects and so on. So that is some kind of benefits in kind, if we can call it, from matching grants. Yeah, and then it also gives rise to potential co-supervision and postgraduate students. Okay, of course, when they know you, they know your ability to share knowledge with their students, they will offer you a lot of these things, co-supervision and co-supervision of their postgrads and also post-doctoral students. And also, last week I was offered by UNE actually to come and have sharing session with them, with their students. So this create actually opportunity for staff exchange. They might be offering you the visiting professors. I know PM Dr. Rozaimi maybe have this offer as a visiting professor, okay, by the universities that they have collaboration with. So this is a very good chance for you to become more known, okay, for you to share your knowledge. Of course, we wanted to share our knowledge as much as possible because ilmu yang bermanfaat is something that we are aiming for, right? Not only for our students, but also it can be shared with others as well out of Malaysia. So this is a very good chance when you have a matching grant. It creates opportunity for staff exchange as well. And also other activities like co-hosting, co-hosting of international future projects, and also activities like you can also co-hosting international conferences. So from this matching grant, it has like spin-off, we call it, okay, spin-off benefit from one grant. By knowing people outside Malaysia, knowing people from other universities, we can have this advantage. We can have this opportunity to do many things. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot more. Okay, we can increase the number of publication. Of course, from our MOA, we need to come up with publication. So we would definitely be increasing our number of publication in higher impact and index journal. And we can bring more experience. Okay, this also bring more experience in terms of your writing skills and also your communication skills. Why? Because we have to deal with them in English, definitely. And also when we are dealing with certain documents that you have to send out and send in, you have to communicate with them. You have to write emails. You have to do all those things. That would definitely increase your skills in communication and also in writing. And when we have this matching grant, actually, okay, we have, as I said before, we jointly collaborate to do the research, and we have expertise from different background. Yeah, so this research that we have would have some depth to it. Okay, so if you are just finishing your PhD, you know that the writing for PhD thesis are definitely different from the writing of manuscript of an article for journal publication. So by having this team, okay, working together, you can learn how to write for journal publication, and you can amplify and increase your understanding and knowledge on certain issues, models, for example, or theory. Okay, they might be using different theory in their thesis or PhD, so they can share with you and so on. So you can do a lot more rather than if we are having our team ourselves. We can do comparative studies. Okay, maybe before this we do research only on Malaysian sample. Now we can have Indonesia and Malaysia, and we can compare between those two and provide explanation on why there are differences and so on, if there are any differences. So that is benefits of matching grant. When we have the depth, it's easier for us to get published in good journals. Okay, so that is actually the secret of it. Why people can publish in good journals, and what is the secret of it. Okay, how do you deepen your analysis? How do you deepen, or how do you explain things in that short paper? Okay, so that is the benefit. And also when we have fund, we have the matching grant now. Of course, in the future, if you meet all your outcome, if you meet your target, of course there will be more in the future from the same university. As we know now that Thailand, Indonesia, our neighboring countries, they have a lot of fund that they want, and also the ranking for our university. Okay, so I believe this is the one that a lot of you are waiting for actually. Okay, what are the process and procedure that we went through? Actually, in the beginning, we don't know what are the process and procedures. Then we experience it one step at a time, then only we know. So these are actually among the process and procedure that I can share. Okay, that's a lot, yeah. If you look at this, there's a lot. Then there are also some steps maybe that is that you don't have to do, but a lot of this actually is a must. Okay, sometimes you skip one step and not doing it, like for example letter of intent. Okay, so I will go through one by one for the process and procedures. Okay, if you have any question, just stop me, yeah. Okay. So first, of course, you have to find a potential collaborator or a potential funder. Okay, you have to find your friend from the other side of the world. Yeah. So who are the potential collaborators? It would be your existing network. Okay, so first you have to think if you want to do a matching grant, okay, from international universities, means that you have to think about who are your potential funder, your potential collaborator. It could be your former colleagues or classmates during your master's or PhD. So cari kawan-kawan, last time when you do your PhD, you might have international students, right? They might have went back to their country and they might be somebody there already. So contact them back, okay? Ask them whether they want to, they are interested in doing this matching grant, okay? Because matching grant is easy, actually. Why? Because universities didn't waste their money. It goes back to their self. But on top of giving, like for example, UiTM always give dana kecemerlangan to Pensyarah. So instead of just spending for dana kecemerlangan, we can have the same, but we have MOA signed, because that money will be used for research as well. But on top of it, you have the MOA signed, the memorandum of agreement signed that shows that you are collaborating with somebody else. So that is why it's easy to get matching grant, because actually you didn't really spend money for other people. You're spending to your own staff from the perspective of university. Okay? So find your colleagues, find your classmates, and approach them. Or it could be your former supervisor if you have studied overseas, for example. You have your supervisors, you can contact them and ask if they are interested to do this matching grant. Or it can be your existing network that you meet at conferences. Okay, before this, when we are not in the pandemic situation, we have conferences, we have meet people from around the world. So usually at conferences, we have this dinner. Okay, a lot of people didn't go to conferences dinner, but I actually like to go to conferences dinner because we can mingle around, we can know people. Okay, it's the socializing part of the conference is important. It's not the presentation part. So a lot of people actually think when you go to conference, you pay for the conference. The main thing is the presentation. It's not really. For me, it is the network that you can build from the money that you spend for conference. That is more important rather than just presenting. And of course, presenting is important, that you can get feedback from people. But on top of that, make sure you're socializing, make sure you know people and you make networks. So in this kind of situation, if you think about virtual conferences, I think we can still have these virtual meetings. Yeah, you can still approach people when you have breakout sessions and so on. So if you find out somebody from other parts of the world or other countries, make sure you approach them. You let them know about yourself. Yeah? Approach them, ask them about what they are doing, their research project and so on. Then you will get this network. Okay, so that is meeting at conferences or associations like accounting and finance. We have accounting and finance associations and so on. Or informal working group, like for accounting, we have WhatsApp group that do research. So we have a lot of researchers, quantitative research partners that is always discussed in this group. So that is also your potential network that you can approach. Or it could be from visits or benchmark activities. Okay, last time we went for benchmarking, we went overseas, we went to a lot of places, right, for benchmarking activities. So you might have known people, you might have got their contact number. So please approach them back, okay, let them know that you have this project in mind and so on. And also you might have focus meeting, okay, like for example, you are involved in certain what you call working group for developing zakat, looking at poverty, for example. So these focus group meetings also can be a good place where you can meet people, okay, and but maybe at Asian level and so on. So this can be also a good starter, okay, for your matching grant funder. And also former students or alumni. If you have students or alumni that you teach them degree program, for example, or diploma, but you know that they are now in universities outside the country somewhere. So maybe they are lecturer or some, okay, you can have this approach them to do matching grant with you. Or it could be future network, new network. Okay, if for example you don't have existing network, I don't have anything that I can think of that can collaborate with me that was situated internationally. So look at this, okay, you can create your new network. You can approach them based on project papers, for example, or you can go to like ResearchGate. Sometimes people disclose their existing projects, research projects in LinkedIn or in Google Scholar. So that is like looking for targets to approach your funder. Or it can be based on existing MOU. Sometimes we already have MOU, we have signed MOU, but we don't do anything afterwards. So go back to your MOU contact person and try propose this MOA agreement for matching grant, okay, matching grant project. Or you can approach based on previous collaborations, like if you have before this do joint conferences, with them. So that is also a good network. Or you can initiate an MOU first. If you don't know people, you initiate MOU first. Later on, you go for an MOA. And for this, to do this, you have to check the checklist with IOA. They have already listed out which universities already have the MOU with us. So if that is so, you can proceed with MOA. But if the university that you are interested with, based on your target just now, right? If the university that you are interested with is not there in the list of MOU, means that you have to start with the MOU first, then only you proceed with MOA or the matching grant. So you approach targeted universities. You don't blindly approach everybody, but you target based on your research. So you have to do the homework first. Who are your target? Why? Because you have this, you really like their project on, for example, carbon emission issues, okay? For example, poverty issues. So you target the university, you target the department that you want to approach, and then you send them an email like this. Okay, like for example, okay, this is the email that is being drafted by Dr. Muslimah, my team member that works on our MOU last time. So this is how we approach them. Okay, dear Prof, this is kindly refer to this email to convey my interest in getting connected and creating network between UiTM and what university. So introduce yourself. I am Adibah from UiTM Kedah branch, Malaysia. And for your information, tell them about your university. Okay, University Teknologi Mara is known as UiTM, and so on. Tell about Kedah branch campus, and then let them know what you are working on. Okay, you want to work on creating beneficial collaboration with the institution, with your institution, and so on. So are planning to have collaboration. Then lastly, I'm looking forward for your response. Your kind attention and cooperation are greatly appreciated. So this is an example of email that you can send to your targeted funder. Okay, and then wait. Okay, so this is how we do. We started doing this earlier on, and we have a lot of a few replies. Okay, that they are interested to have a collaboration with us. So this is the starting point. Yeah. If you don't have any existing network. Okay, that is the first step. Second step is that you might want to, when they give back their interest, okay, they let you know their interest to collaborate with you, then you might want to give a letter of intent to them, okay, or you might want to have them know that you are really serious about this. So you send them letter of intent. How does letter of intent looks like? It looks like this, okay. So letter of intent, if I'm not mistaken, from the legal perspective, there is no legal implications to it. It's just that just show the intention that this party and this party are actually willing to collaborate in future projects. So this is the letter of intent that you can give to the university that reply and give feedback that they are interested also to have collaboration with us. Okay, so this is the example of letter of intent. So if you want me to share this, just let me know. I can email you and you can have a example there, okay, for letter of intent.
So doktor,
Yeah.
ada soalan daripada Puan Juaini.
Yeah.
Letter of intent, siapa yang perlu buat ya?
Okay, letter of intent. Letter of intent, kalau ikut legal advisor punya talk hari tu, is just anyone can sign actually, okay, and it's just a letter saying that we are agreeing in collaborating. So macam KPP also can sign based on what I understand last time, and also they can also have their head of department just sign and so on. So it's an intention to work on the project. It might fail along the way, but we have the intention, something like that. We are it's something that showing that we are trying our best. Both parties are trying our best to make this happen. Something like that, yeah. And definitely, of course, I believe TRAB PGI or rector definitely would be happy to sign as well the letter of intent if you get feedback from the other party, then of course you can always go back to our PGI and PGI office and also rector if they would like to sign that letter of intent. Yeah, for my experience last time, I skipped letter of intent part because we already know the person. So I really we are really close actually. So we know that we both will be working and together, and the other party actually have confirmed that they have the fund and they are interested to have this. It's just that from our side we have to work on getting the fund and so on. Okay, so that is how that is what I told you, that sometimes some of the step can be skipped, like the letter of intent just now. I didn't have that letter of intent assigned with me and the other party actually. Okay, so but if you don't know them, it's good to have that. Okay, at least you have a confirmation that they are serious about it. Yeah. Okay, number 3, we have the preliminary meeting. Okay, to discuss about our MOA or our projects. Okay, so in our preliminary meeting, we discuss about what are the research areas that we are going to do. Like, are we going to have like 3 projects in our MOA or just 1? And how much is the fund for each project? Sometimes the other party already have their interest in mind. Like for example, they are from SIG groups, okay? They are working on certain projects, so they might want you to just follow their topic or their project, contribute to their existing project. So that is where when we discuss this and in our preliminary meeting. So when they give you an interest, okay, they give you feedback that they are interested, set up a meeting. Have this preliminary meeting to discuss all these terms, like type of research, okay, the potential team members, okay, and amount of funding, number of projects in the MOA, in the agreement, and also sometimes like from what we experienced last time in Universitas Erlangga at that time for Faculty of Business, they don't want their project to be less than 15,000. So we have to work out that each project minimum funding is 15,000. Okay, 15,000 from our side and also 15,000 from their side. So that is what we need to know before we proceed further. So this preliminary meeting is very important actually. And also we at this time also we introduce the potential team members. And remember, this is a very critical stage actually, because why? When we introduce the team members or potential team members, they also wanted to know the capability of the member to carry out that research. So please include people that are already established also in your team. Okay, do not only recruit juniors. Of course, we have to include all the juniors, but also make sure that in your team you have the very established researcher included as well. Okay, so that gives you credibility, that because when you give them the names, they will definitely Google out the name and see what is the output of this person and so on, because they are we are dealing with funds, right, and projects, so they want to make sure that the target is being met. We also want to make sure that our target is being met. So please include all these good researchers that we have in the university, and with that, it will give some confirmation to them. They will be relieved to have this person because of the experiences and also proven publications. Yeah. So this is our preliminary meeting last time with Universitas Erlangga. Actually, we really miss this moment, right? Because boleh jumpa and sit down in a meeting room, but not now. We cannot do this anymore. Okay, so this is when actually my friend Dr. Iman here actually requests for us to have their students presentation. So we arrange a small colloquium, international colloquium for them. So they present for free, and we give some feedback and discuss to their students. And during this time, we have this preliminary meeting on to set our projects on this research grant, the matching grant. So this is the important moment actually when they come here, grab them, tell them your proposal, okay, brief them about what you have in mind and so on. Okay, so every time you have visits like this, grab a chance. Okay, so once you are done with the discussion, you have some idea on what they are interested. That is when you start doing your research proposal. Or you can prepare the research proposal early on before you have the meeting. Okay, so it's either way, boleh dua-dua pun boleh. You already have the proposal pun okay, but then maybe you need to edit somewhere or work out or add some issues or that they are interested. So definitely after the meeting, you have to have the research proposal ready. Yeah, so research proposal need to be precise. Okay, there's a lot of things that you need to make sure of for the research proposal. Actually, I have some tips on how to prepare research proposals, but I don't. Maybe it would take a lot of time, so maybe we just have a brief description of what constitute a good research proposal. Yeah, so it needs to be precise. You have to develop a coherent and persuasive argument for your issues and proposed research. Of course, for literature review, cite the landmarks literature review and also the current literature review. Okay, insert the current works in your literature review. And the issues must be current and attractive. What does it mean by current attractive? Like, for example, now we are dealing with pandemic. So, of course, anything about COVID-19 is interesting. Yeah, anything about virtual meeting, virtual learning are interesting. Anything about government response to COVID or to the pandemic would be interesting. Okay, anything about hospitality industry, like for example, hotel industry, that is interesting. Why? Because they are the ones that have been impacted a lot during this pandemic. So there's a lot of current issues that you can think of and you can work on, okay, for your proposal. So, and be meticulous. What does it mean by meticulous? It means that you have to have a good writing and precise, and also without any errors, grammatical errors. So it has, maybe you want to get it proofread before you send it in. and also systematic writing. Yeah? And of course, for research proposal, it has to have the SMART elements. I bet everybody know about SMART elements. It has to have a goal that is specific, measurable, attainable, achievable, okay, realistic, and also timely. Okay, so all elements in proposal have to have that characteristics. Okay, timely means you have the time being decided like for 1 year. Okay, realistic, it can be done within 1 year. Okay, and so on. So okay, I might have to skip that part. How to okay, this part, what is a good research proposal? Of course, everybody know about this, I think. You have to have abstract, okay? You have to be precise with your methodology, whether you want to go for interview or it is quantitative kind of research, or it is just exploratory, conceptual, or things like that. So, and also, of course, the literature review, as I said, okay, there are some characteristic of literature review that you have to follow here, and also your conclusion. So I didn't touch so much about this because we have some other process and procedures that you might want to know more, right? So this is like preparation of proposals. Okay, after you prepare a proposal, you know that the other party wanted to give you 15,000 ringgit. Okay, and they want you to also give them 15,000 ringgit. And they, at that time, we agreed on 3 projects, so 45,000 in total. So when I got that information, that details, I arranged a discussion with our deputy rector, PJI, and discuss. At that time, it was Prof. Rashima. So I have a discussion with Prof. I said, Prof, I have this project. Okay, is it possible for us to get a funding? Because the next stage is that you have to find the fund from UiTM. Fund tu tak ada di mana-mana. It is from PJI. So you have to go to PJI. Okay, discuss with PM Dr. Azhari. Okay, where can we get this fund? 45,000. Can it be from PJI? PJI, of course, know where to find that amount of fund or money. Of course, from there, okay, you can start when if he agree, if Dr. Azhari agree, then you can start working on getting the fund from UiTM. Okay, usually he will agree because this is our KPI. We want to have more MOA, definitely. So discuss and he will arrange where to get the money from, actually. So what you need to do next is actually we need to prepare a working paper. Okay, working paper to get the funding from UiTM. So from my experience last time, I give the working paper to PJI, and they maybe discuss it. I'm not sure about they have discussed it in Jawatankuasa Penyelidikan Negeri or not, but I know that it was being discussed in JKE, Jawatankuasa Executive, JKE meetings, because they require me to present. Okay, you have to go and present in JKE meetings about your proposal, like your proposal to get a fund of 45,000 because you want to do this matching grant. So how does it look like? It's just a simple working paper. Okay, so I just write this out. Okay, cadangan menjalinkan kolaborasi antarabangsa melalui matching grant UiTM unit. Okay, so this is basically telling them what you have experienced, what you have discussed with the other partner and collaborator, and what you want from them. Like you want 45,000 fund for this matching grant. Okay, so they will agree and make decision during the JKE where they would go and fund this project, and they will let you know whether there is a potential for you to carry on with this project or not. Okay, so from there, maybe they have decided, okay, we will try and get fund from this. If not possible, you will get the fund from this. So it means that, okay, it is certain that you can proceed with this grant. Okay, that is after you presented the working paper. So once you have the green light from UiTM, okay, you can start preparing the MOA draft. Okay, so how does it look like? It looks like this. Memorandum of agreement between UiTM and also the other party or the other university. Okay, so you have this, it's called research collaboration agreement. It is an agreement, means that it has legal implication, okay, for both parties. Okay, because it is an agreement. After we sign, usually we go for duty stamp. Okay, kita stampkan this agreement. Okay, so in this agreement, there are all the details. The details are stated, okay, precisely and agreed by both parties. So when you prepare the MOA draft, what you have to do next is that you will send, you will send this draft, actually, send this draft to your funder, to your other party, to the other party, for them to check and agree and change whatever details that they would like to change. Okay, so once you get the agreement back from them, then only you can work on other matters. Like after you prepare the MOA draft, you send it to your funder, and then at the same time, okay, your TRAB PJI, okay, Dr. Azari will work on this, and then you will receive approval of fund like this, okay, from UiTM. Okay, once you get this approval of fund, you need this approval of fund. Okay, once you get this approval of fund from UiTM, then you can proceed sending your MOA to the PUU or Penasihat Undang-Undang. Okay, once you receive the MOA draft from collaborator, you send the MOA for PUU for approval. Okay, this will take a lot of time lah. Actually, from the receipts of MOA draft from your partner, okay, to receiving the approval from MEU. Okay, receiving approval from MEU to proceed with the MOA signing. Okay, but yeah.
Satu lagi soalan daripada Dr. Nazni.
Yeah,
preparation proposal tu kena dapatkan contribution from both parties or kita sahaja yang come up with that proposal dan share with them?
Okay, so for that matter, it's actually a discussion with both parties. Like if kita nak cepat, then we prepare it ourselves, the proposal. But then if they have certain issues or certain proposal that they are already have, the existing proposal that they are working with and want to share with us, then we can use their proposal. And it actually it is not strict to one method. It can be like you might have a different proposal for them and us as well. Okay, so macam for example, we collaborate in a project, like you have a team member from other university and you have team members from our university. When we collaborate, sometimes it is not necessary that we work on the same project together. It could be that they work on their project, we work on our project, and then we invite some members to our project and from their project. Okay, so they could have a different proposal that they do or they use to get fund from their university. We can have our proposal, our own proposal, or we can use their proposal to get the fund from our universities, or we can work up on one same proposal and send the same one to both parties. So there is no one clear-cut method for it. It depends on our discussion and our agreement, actually. So based on our experience last time, we just prepare the proposal ourselves because they already have the fund. Okay, they want it quick. But then we know that our process is long, so we just do the proposal and send it to get the fund from UiTM using just our proposal at that time. Okay, but it doesn't matter actually. It's up to the group which proposal that they want to send to the collaborator. Okay, so once we receive approval from MEU, it looks like this. Okay, This is a very good thing that makes you happy actually. Okay, you will receive this kind of letter saying that Majlis Pensyarah Eksekutif berkeputusan bersetuju meluluskan MOA. Okay, tadi fund dah lulus, right? But not yet signed. Yes.
Ni ada soalan lagi doktor.
Okay.
Ada Dr. Muhammad Faizal, Dr. Muhammad Faizal.
Yes.
Berdasarkan pengalaman doktor, apakah cabaran utama dihadapi semasa usaha untuk secure matching grant?
Okay. Okay, cabaran utama nanti nak jawab sekarang ke? Boleh. Okay. Cabaran utama saya masa secure matching grant is actually the process, not knowing the process. It's hard because we don't know the steps. We don't know what to do next. We have to ask all the time. Okay, so when you have something like this, or you already know this is a process, this is the steps to follow, then you can plan. Okay, you will know the date for the research to start and when to end, because you can budget the time and so on. But at that time when I do this and by experience, okay, not knowing the steps, it is hard to set the dates for the research to start, because we don't know when we will get the fund. Some of our research project is questionnaire based. We have to meet and we have to spend some money, and then only we can start the research. So that is actually the challenge. But for some project like use the database and so on, they can definitely move straight away before getting the fund even. Yeah, so not knowing when we can start the project is the hardest challenge actually. And because the time duration for that research project is only for 1 year, it's really critical to know the time. And if we start early, that means that and the fund is not in yet, the research duration has started, but we cannot do anything yet. And then now that it only leave us with only 6 months, now we are struggling, okay, to finish the research. That is actually the hurdles or the challenge that we face. But luckily, we hope that we can still extend for the research project that needs more time. We can extend more. And we were hoping that it will be approved by PJI and so on, so that we can get the targeted outcome in, okay, and realize and use the money actually. Sometimes when the money come in a bit too late, we can't even use it because with the pandemic and so on, it's hard. Yeah. So that is actually the hurdles. Yeah, Dr. Faizal. Okay, so once we receive the approval from MEU, okay, we can start. Okay, this is when we know that we can arrange for transfer of fund already, even though the signing is not there yet. Okay, suppose we have to do the signing first before the transfer of fund, but actually, since we confirm that the other party is in urgent as well as we are, so we arrange for transfer of fund before the signing, because it takes time as well to get the fund in and out. At that time, with the COVID and pandemic happening, if I still remember last time when we are dealing with this, the Universitas Erlangga were closed down for quite a while because the pandemic hit their staff and they got infected with COVID-19 and so on. So it's really hard to get the fund transferred. So we need but however we managed to transfer it. So how does it looks like? Arrangement of fund transfer to UiTM. You really need the help of Bendahari, and you also have to help them, because this is at that time that is the first time they are doing this. So I help a little bit with creating this invoice to them. Yeah. Luckily, I'm from accounting, so I know a little bit how invoice should looks like. So we prepare this invoice, address to them, and then ask them to transfer this amount. Okay. For just to take note, for those that are planning to have MOA, take note that transfer of fund. Make sure that you put it in RM so that they transfer cukup lah, the RM 15,000 tadi. if you put it in like this, okay, we have also translated the exchange rate for them, but we use the 15,000. If you mistakenly use Indonesian rupiah, then would be some problem later on, because there's a lot of issues bila nak masukkan dalam sistem bendahari and so on. So make sure you deal with RM. Usually they doesn't really it doesn't really matter to them which currency we are using, only for us. So just take note, bear in mind that you have to use RM, yeah, for dealing with transfer of fund to UiTM and from UiTM. So when we request, we give them the invoice. Okay, they will transfer in the money, and you will have you have to get this evidence from them. Okay, this is the evidence of transfer of fund. It's very important for MOA. Okay, and also you have to arrange transfer of fund from UiTM. So just request them invoice. Usually they would be fast in doing this. Okay, they will give you quotation for you with the bank details and so on, so that you can transfer the funds to them. So we transfer and use this TT lah from Bank Islam to them. So that is transfer of fund from both parties. You cannot skip this, because for MOA, this is the very significant evidence that the collaboration happened. Yeah. And then, okay, you can arrange for MOA signing. So for MOA signing, there's 3 methods of signing actually. Of course, we can arrange for face-to-face previously, not now. And then we can also arrange for virtual signing. What we have last time here is just desk signing. Desk signing means we sign ourselves at our own time, at our own place, and they sign it themselves at their own time, at their own place. So we didn't meet even virtually, but this is also a method of signing MOA. But we also have this kind of event that we, so that we have some evidence, a picture of the signing, but they don't have that because they didn't do it. At that time, they are really hit by the pandemic, COVID-19. So dia tak adalah the picture like this. So we have this arrangement for MOA signing. So don't worry about this MOA signing. Usually the corporate unit, okay, UiTM corporate unit will handle the MOA signing process. So you just need to let them know who are the person signing on the other party, on the other part, the name and so on. That is just what you need to do. Even the documentation, the folders, everything will be prepared by the corporate unit. Okay, so you don't worry about that. And then once the signing is done, the manager of MOA, of course, have to arrange one important meeting, which is the introductory meeting. Okay, so we have this first meeting with UNE members on the 6th of July 2020, not last year. So what do you do in this introductory meeting? Usually you will introduce the team members, okay, because we have actually 3 projects, okay, just like I said just now, we have 3 projects. So we introduce the team members from each project, okay, to and from the other party. And then we discuss about the research milestone, the research outcome, and the expected date that we will complete the projects. And then after the introductory meeting, okay, the manager of MOA does not can let the team members be on their own and deal with their other team members from the other side to conduct the research. But anyway, MOA manager also have to be not responsible, have to make sure that the target outcome also being met, okay, because you have to update the progress to PGI and so on. So if it is not being met yet, you have to provide some justifications and so on. Yeah, so that's okay. So I think that's the end of it. So once the introductory meeting happen, you can commence the research. Okay, so a little bit about the target. Okay, so this is what is included actually in MOA, and also you also have to make sure that you also meet the target from the funding, UiTM funding. Sometimes in in the letter of approval of funding from UiTM, they also state what is their expectation, like 1 or 2 is in that Scopus publication, for example. Okay, so you have to meet that. You also have to meet the one that you stated in the agreement, the MOA. Okay, so normally the target would be, of course, research complete on time. Okay, and paper published in index journal. Okay, MOA signed and stamped. Okay, make sure it is being stamped, and also we also might want to target any further international activities or joint activities other than the research, and also look for another research projects. Okay, so I think that's all from me. Actually, thank you very much.
Terima kasih Profesor Madya, Dr. Wan. Perkongsian amat bermanfaat untuk kita. So ada apa-apa pertanyaan boleh dikemukakan sekarang, ataupun mungkin Dr. Wan akan entertain selepas inilah kot, okay, personally ke email ke kan, untuk bertanya. Sebab memang saya kita akuilah untuk matching grant ni penyediaannya agak bukannya rumit, tapi sebab because it involve both ways kan. Alright, so untuk bagi pihak PJI, kami juga ada usaha untuk dalam matching grant ini dengan dalam saya rasa 4 buah universiti, okay, di Thailand, di Vietnam dan di Indonesia. Nanti apa-apa saya akan umumkan buat dalam waktu terdekat. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan, pertanyaan? Saya rasa cukup sudah untuk setakat ini, dan kita sudahi dengan surah wal-as dan tasbih kifarah. Sekian, terima kasih kepada Dr. Faryna dan Dr. Wan. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Okay, terima kasih.
Semua.
Okay, please feel free to contact me if you have anything to ask. Okay, if you want any example of any documents. Okay, thank you everybody.
Kita ambil gambar sikit.
Okay.
Documentation.
What?
Yes.
Boleh buka semua.
Alamak, ramai dah keluar pula. Okay, tak apa. Yang ada lah. Kalau ada on camera dan okay. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, terima kasih.
Okay, sama-sama.
Okay.
Thank you Dr. Nazaini. Thank you everybody. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Oh. Yalah, tak apa.